Well, we go back to our initial question. Any other misconceptions about Muslim women you found, and whether in society or culturally?
Could you be more specific, perhaps, of sort of what
Well,
areas?
you look at always there's this picture that some people try to paint. Muslim women are oppressed, Muslim women are servant, this kind of things.
Well, I would think that even in the Chinese culture, they think that women are subservient. So it's not just solely Islam where women are perceived obviously in an oppressive manner. And whether or not that be accurate, that's based on someone's research and looking into such topics further. But I'd rather have Sumaya and Huma comment as well, perhaps what they think.
I think the concept of oppression will always exist because hijab is something that is a strong component of Islam and does not exist strongly in any other religion. But I think because slowly more and more Muslim women are becoming vocal, and they are like in the media, people can see them, they're out in the public, I think slowly that whole idea of oppression will minimalize, but it's going to be something that we take an effort to work on. If we don't do it, then who else is going to do it?
I remember reading a while ago in the newspaper, and it really offended me. It said that the hijab is a sign of oppression of women in Islam. And as a Muslim woman, how do you feel, Sumaya, about a comment like that, when people who really maybe don't know much about Islam or misunderstand Islam, to make a comment like this? I personally feel very offended when you read something like this. And what's your experience? Like, where does people come up with this kind of comments?
Mm-hmm. Well, obviously there's a very long history behind some of these kinds of associations that people make between hijab, for example, and the idea of oppression. I'm not too sure on the origin of it. Perhaps the origin of it is even in other cultures or in other kinds of beliefs. But from an Islamic perspective, the issue of covering has never been one of oppression. And unfortunately, people kind of make this linkage that's very, I don't know where it comes from. Mm-hmm. A lot of it has to do with media. And for example, if people don't know Muslim women personally and they see images of Muslim women, and usually the stories are negative because of, as we mentioned, the nature of the media. And an additional point regarding the relationship between the misconceptions that people have about the hijab and the media is that there's a lot of, what I've noticed is there's selective coverage in terms of certain issues. Like, for example, if a Muslim woman in a country X is forced to wear hijab, that's considered very newsworthy. Yet if another Muslim woman in country Y is prevented from wearing hijab, and that happens a lot, unfortunately, such as in Turkey and Tunisia, for example, it's not really considered newsworthy. Usually it doesn't fit into a stereotype, so it's really harder for those issues to get covered, so people naturally get a skewed impression of reality because it's not representative.
Yeah, it reminds me, a sad story where a university student was not allowed to go to university because she chose to wear hijab. And it just shows, it's her choice, and yet because she chose to wear hijab, she was deprived from higher education. Well, I'd like to thank you all, and we'll take a break, and we'll be back in a short while. Thank you. Welcome back to Spirit of Islam. Before we finish, I would like to share with you a story that really touched me. In the early days of Islam, when they decided to collect the Quran, or what we call the Mus'haf, which is the book where all the Quran is gathered, they gathered it and they written in a book. And to safekeep it, they have given it to Hafsa bint Umar. She was the wife of the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. So they entrusted her with the most sacred thing in Islam, which is the Quran, and it was the only copy. And she kept it throughout her life. When they wanted, they would borrow it from her and return it from her. It just shows how, the respect for women, they entrusted the woman with the most sacred thing, and how the woman played as a partner throughout early days of Islam. Before we end, we'll ask Dina to share with us some of her thoughts.
Brother Ashraf, I came across a powerful poem that gives some insight into the life of a Muslim woman in Canada that I'd like to share with you. It's called, I Am a Muslim Woman. I am a Muslim woman, feel free to ask me why. When I walk with dignity. When I speak, I do not lie. I am a Muslim woman, Not all of me you'll see, but what you should appreciate is that the choice I make is free. I'm not plagued with depression. I'm neither cheated nor abused. I don't envy other women, and I'm certainly not confused. Note, I speak perfect English. Et un petit peu de français aussi. I'm majoring in linguistics, so you need not speak slowly. I run my own small business. Every cent I earn is mine. I drive my Chevy to school and work, and no, that's not a crime. You often stare as I walk by. You don't understand my veil, but peace and power I have found, as I am equal to any male. I am a Muslim woman, so please don't pity me, for God has guided me to truth, and now I'm finally free.
Thank you, Dina. Great poem. It really represents the spirit of Islam. Thank you for joining us at Spirit of Islam. Spirit of Islam relies on your contribution and support to air the shows. So please visit our website at www.spiritofislam.com and please contribute, give us your feedbacks and comments. Thank you very much and good night.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar, Allah.